lastly, and Lehman, I'll ask you guys next since we're getting the guy opinion. What do you guys think? Is there a conversation had where you decide, okay, now we're talking, or is it assumed?
You should have that conversation, because if you don't, like as it said, then you can just be talking to a bunch of people. So I feel like you should have that conversation.
Yeah, if you don't have a conversation, then you're allowed to talk to other people if they don't know.
Because how do you know it's mutual? You can be thinking you're talking to this person, hanging out with this person, you're feeling this person, but it can just be there for fun.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's what I was trying to say. Like, that's where the playing the field is. If nobody says anything, you're playing the field. Like, you're playing your you're seeing where your options are going. But if you say you're like, you have that establishment that you're talking, that's the next stage.
Once you have that establishment, I think it's more than just talking.
Exactly.
I think it's more like dating.
But how is it? But okay, so then,
Because
what if you guys don't have sex? What if you guys are just talking and you've been talking for 2 months, but you never had sex? Does that mean that you guys are dating, but you just aren't having that physical? Like that, you're missing that one. You're missing that one. But what? Okay. But what if you guys have never? Okay, sorry. Okay, I should be more specific. Sorry. Anyways, but yeah. But what if you've never really kissed the person, but you've like gone to like movies and like hung out and stuff and hugged and said goodbye or whatever, but you guys haven't. But if you're talking to somebody, but you go on a date with them because you're talking, like you do the things that like normal couples would do, but you guys haven't had a physical.
You probably have kissed them because it's like you guys are just.
What if you haven't though?
So then you're not. Yeah, you're just friends, I think.
Yeah.
But
There's no physical attraction.
I mean, there might be attraction, but like, if you hang out numerous times in the dark, one-on-one, and nothing has happened, then you're just friends, no?
Talk to someone else then.
But
no?
Yeah, that's friendship.
What? I
hear your scenario.
I hear my scenario.
I say, but I don't think that
because okay, so like, if you've been talking to somebody for 6 months, are you supposed to just assume you're dating? Like I thought, what happened to the days of like when guys will be like, so like, I just wanted to know, like, can I ask you out? Like, you know, like you ask a girl out, like. What happened to those? Like, do you mean
dating like you guys go out places, or do you mean dating?
Like I mean dating. Like dating is like official. Like that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
But you guys haven't kissed?
Like they're saying that like you know what I mean. After a while, you should assume that you're dating, but isn't dating possible?
I think when you're going on dates, you're going on dates.
If you're going on dates, then
I think you're bringing up a scenario. I hear what you're saying. You're bringing up a scenario to make your point, but realistically, that doesn't happen. Has that happened to you?
Yes. You guys telling me? Like, yo, listen, guys. I'm still one of those genuine guys that ask a girl out after like a couple months, eh? Like, come on.
Okay.
Like, yo, I try and keep, you know.
That's just rare nowadays. That's all. That's just extremely rare.
It's
not rare for guys. It's also rare for girls.
No, about the conversation though that you have to have. I think if you're, to me personally, talking is like that person's part of your routine. So it's like you're calling that person every night. Like you're calling her to say good morning. Like, you know what I mean? Things like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like you know their routine. You know what they're gonna do like that day. Like, you know, when you get to that point, I think it's kind of like it's known that you guys are only talking to each other. Because if you guys are talking all the time the whole day, like where else is she talking to other people? You know what I mean? There's no other.
After you.
That's why it still helps this. Like that's why it still helps to just have that conversation. If you don't have the conversation, even like I know a lot of guys. Like if you don't have that conversation, it's still. They can make time to be talking to other girls. Like,
especially with
have that
BBM.
conversation.
Exactly, especially BBM. That's
exactly what it is. You know what I mean? And hence why that's what I'm saying. You have to like, don't you have to ask the person out? Like, don't you have to establish that dating factor? Like, you just don't assume it.
Yo, is talking and being official with something is that the same thing to you?
No, it's different. It's two different things.
No, because the way he's saying it's like as if you're dating, like you're going out with the person.
You're saying like talking is like the equivalent of dating. That's what like.
No,
that's
what
he's saying it's a step before.
No, I'm saying it's a step before. Like like when you're dating somebody, then that's official.
What are all your steps? If you were to list your steps.
If I was to list my steps, there's
here it is.
there's friends, then there's talking, then there's dating, and then there's like a serious relationship. And then there's the fiance mode, and then you got marriage.
Okay, so let's go back a second. So
And
there's
death.
friendship and talking.
Friendship, then talking.
And then dating?
Then dating.
So what's the difference between talking and dating?
The difference between talking and dating for me is the only factor is like there's no real raw like physical emotion, like in the sense of like you're like wanting that person, you want to like, you know, get down and like, you know what I mean? You may think that, but it's not one of those things where you tell that person like, you know, honestly, like let's just go over here. Like, it's not like that. Like, that's not how I am. I wouldn't do that to, like, I wouldn't come on and say that to a girl, like, if we were, like, talking. Like, if, you know what I mean? It has to be a mutual thing for that to happen. But when you're dating somebody, it's one of those things, like, you know what's up. Like, you know what time it is when it's time to get down kind of thing, because you're dating.
So basically, dating and going out with a person is just sex. That's the difference between.
Pretty much.
You can
Pretty much.
Okay, but you can be what's it called? You can be friends with benefits though. So
but that's a different thing in itself. Like, that's a whole different topic. Like, that has no emotion.
Yeah, but if there's not necessarily, you can care about the person because they're your friend.
But then if, like, with a friends with benefits thing, like, there's not supposed to be strings attached. There's not supposed to be emotion. It's just supposed to be friends doing the things that a couple with. Yeah. Exactly, but if you're starting to catch feelings, it's one of those things where it becomes a completely different situation. So that's why I say that. Like, dating is like, there's a sexual aspect in there. Like,
so what if she's a virgin and just wants to wait?
What if she's a virgin and she wants to wait, and you're dating them? Then you're dating them. But there's other things that you would do that you wouldn't normally do for somebody that you're just talking to.
Okay, so it's not just the physical then.
No, it's like there's a lot of different things. Like, for me personally speaking, like, there's a lot of things I wouldn't do unless I was dating that person.
Okay, so Ehab, you mentioned there's stage 1 talking and stage 2 talking. What happens, because you said stage 1 was that they're part of your daily routine, right?
Yeah.
So where's the gap between friendship and stage 1?
Oh, no, I was just saying there's 2 stages for talking, but like, it's like you meet the person, you talk, that person becomes your friend, you know what I mean? You guys can go out, you guys can chill, you guys can go on dates and stuff like that. Then it's kind of like, okay, like, once that person starts becoming your daily routine, it's not like I call her every 2 weeks and I'm like, hey, what are you doing this Saturday? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Like, you know, is your day cool? Like, how's work? Like, when I start asking those questions, it's kind of like I'm talking to that person. But then when it's exclusive, like, I'm only talking to that person. That's like, and we get to the next stage. And then afterwards, obviously that goes into going out with the person, like being official. That's how it goes for me. Like, I don't know. I think talking in the first stage is kind of just chilling out, like just getting to know the person, but there's no rules really. It's just
you're still playing the field.
You're still exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Until you're exclusive, but it's like
Thank you for proving my point. There we go.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying talking at the beginning. It's kind of like, okay. I would say, talking is when you start catching feelings for the person. Before I can go on a date with a person without having any feelings for them. You know what I mean? I just meet them. Like, they look pretty. I say, hey, let's go out for a date. It's either they become my friend, like my other point from the other video, or I become, I have feelings for the person. Then I start talking to them more often, and then it becomes exclusive. Like, that's the only person I want to talk to. You know what I mean? And when everything that goes cool, then it's my girl. Okay. I think that makes pretty good sense, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.